Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is a War Selection match with quite an interesting ending, so stick around to the end. I'll see you at the next interesting point. Here I'm just got to medieval age, and I got a tiny little force of spearmen attacking me, but I don't really have much of a military at this point, so slight issue. I lost a few workers, nothing major. As you can see, I've got like I'm the little blockade on the top of a hill. There's water to my north, massive ocean, and to my right there's a little lake. I haven't found anyone yet except from light blue. Yeah, I'm just moving my workers out, which is damaging my economy slightly, but nothing too massive. Sending my spearmen in. Still dodging his spearmen with my workers. But yeah, this is a free-for-all. And that's all his soldiers down. And I'm starting to mass my military a little bit more now. Here's the next attack. Slightly bigger, but I've got a bigger military as well. And I'm starting to set up my stables for Light Night Rush. And I know where he's coming from. I've sent my scout to find him, and his town hall and all that. I've also found yellow. And there's another colour somewhere. But I haven't found him. He actually died. But yeah, my spearmen, with the help of towers and archers, managed to defeat his spearman attack. I've also moved my iron resource, and I'm starting to upgrade my towers up. So this is the later stages of early Middle Ages. So I'm hiding my workers, as you can see, and constantly making more archers and spearmen. But I've got tons of towers, and I only lost like 2 or 3 workers there. I should have really done some fishing, other than in that lake to my right. I should have set up some fishing docks or whatever, seeing as there's so much water, but that was a bit of an oversight. This is when my Light Night Rush was completely ready. And I'm so lucky I did go for him, because look how many elephants he has massing. But his economy was doing great, it doesn't look like, because he managed to go through all of his trees and everything. So I pushed straight to his food workers, and try to kill all of them. As his units are much slower than mine, so they can't catch up, so if I could just keep moving. Kite him until he dies. But yeah, I stay in this fight here a bit too long. I'm still trying to finish off his workers. I'm massing a second army here. And what's left of my first army really damaged. I just finished off most of his pikemen, and his elephants are only just catching up, so I start to move him out and get rid of his training camps and all that, his barracks. This is where he should have gone archers and his elephants, because they'd be able to do damage while chasing me, and also built more towers to start with. Okay, I'm going for his houses now, seeing as those elephants are taking a massive amount of his housing. So if I destroy even like 4 or 5, it will massively cripple his ability to get new workers. But as you can see, I'm actually getting quite a few of them out here. There's a tower there by itself, which is probably going to end my attack. His elephants do catch up with me, but at this point I see that my light knights aren't going to do too much more. But yeah, this is kind of halfway through the game at this point. Maybe a bit less. I'm almost in IR at this point, and his economy is damaged. He doesn't have enough housing. So if I just got my death sides and stuff as Russia, I could easily destroy his elephants and buildings. But saying that, death sides did get a massive damage to buildings nerf. But yeah, I managed to get rid of a few of the elephant houses, which isn't really important. I should have done a bit more microing somewhere else instead of up here at this point. But yeah, I'm getting my vision towers up, but my food economies drop drastically. Don't have any fishing boats. I should have put a lot more fishing boats up. But yeah, I managed to get rid of one elephant house, and I send my last 2 knights up to get rid of like another house maybe or something. I just hit IR, and at this point purple has, or pink, whatever his colour was then, quit pretty much straight after that push. So that last army, those last few soldiers I had, I sent towards yellow. Blue at this point is still alive, but soon he gets destroyed by yellow. But yeah. Green, sorry, not yellow. But yeah, I see he has quite a lot of cannons. And he's also in IR, so he built a forward base, and I'm interested in getting rid of that. But yeah, I'm not interested in fighting squads, too heavily armoured. But they're too slow to catch up with me. I try to get rid of some of his factories, but I just don't do enough damage. It's just not as effective. So I try to find a way into his base, but he's got walls all the way around. So I've managed to find a few of his woodworkers. Chase them down and destroy all of them. While at my base, I'm setting up my first factories to get death sides out to get rid of those squads, because a squad rush would absolutely destroy me at this point. Being honest, what he should have done is not chased my knights, he should have just pushed forward, because seeing as my military is so damaged. I try to get rid of some of his workers, but my light knights decide to instead focus on his squads for some reason, and pikemen. So that push fails, and at this point I've got my death sides. I'm also setting up a bit of a cheeky flank. I'm building a dock there and trying to build a battleship to go up, because there's a little water canal that goes right into his base. Here his squads finally attack me with some howitzers, but I've got tons of death sides and partisans to just soak up damage. And my death sides will absolutely shred his infantry. That's why I was not worried about that. But I pull my death sides back so the infantry doesn't get me. I also get my partisans out again, and they should be able to kill his infantry. I start shooting at his howitzers, as they can snipe out my vision or my town hall quite quickly and effectively. But yeah, he at this point really, I think, realizes that his push isn't going to do much, and he just sends his howitzers forward to see if he can get any damage at all on my vision. But yeah, I'm just managing my economy at this point and not really putting too much effort into defending, seeing as my defensive position is really good against infantry and cavalry, as they have to go through one position and I've got machine guns, towers. But yeah, here I just sacrifice those few partisans to keep those squads away. Because the squad's armor, the partisans actually do struggle. But yeah, I get my first battleship training. I also start to run out of buildings, population space. So I push forward a bit, seeing as I'm hoping I got him on the back foot. But he is setting up a tower and stuff, so I try push forward and stop him, but here I noticed that death sides don't do nearly as much damage as they used to do to buildings. So I just instead push forward and try to get rid of his, or shoot at his tower so that the shrapnel gets rid of the workers, but it manages to get rid of the tower as well. So I keep pushing forward with my death sides, which is getting slightly obsolete. And he's got a bit of a howitzer force, so I try to snipe out that one howitzer until it duplicates and becomes about 10, I think. They just come out the shadows. As you can see, there's another one coming out. And more soldiers coming out. And another howitzer. So I just continue shooting. But yeah, it starts to dawn on me how little damage death sides do to buildings now. So instead I just push forward to see if I can get rid of some of his economy or something. As he does have quite a large amount of workers still working just outside of his walls. At this point I realise that I haven't got the population upgrade yet, which is not good. And I start making light tanks for some reason. I get rid of his fishing boat, which doesn't really matter that much, but I should have pushed forward and got rid of his economy to his walls. That's a massive oversight on my part. I also start going towards pink space. He also gets his military balloons out. I try to get rid of his mine, but also does almost no damage. And I don't see why I should waste them at all. And I also remember at this point that partisans can't attack air units. Or at least I don't think they can. So I set up 6 AA guns, I believe, just to hold off those balloons. The machine gun towers should have been able to do it, but I might have lost some stuff. He also starts to get a battleship out, which will be ready. There it is. And that's going to be pestering my vision. So I try to snipe it out, but it's got quite heavy armor. So instead I turn my focus onto the howitzers, as they're probably the bigger threat. I also keep spamming out partisans, which are a very good free unit. But yeah, I build a new vision tower because that one is almost dead. And I start building a ton more housing. Well, not all in one go, but slowly I start building a lot more housing. My AA guns are not quite up, so in real reality he should have attacked now. And just pushed forward with everything he had. Even Tower Rush. Because I've only got death sides and partisans, which are pretty easily dealt with by machine gun boats, even, for the partisans, and a destroyer. A battleship for the, not howitzers, sorry, the death sides. But yeah, here I notice that partisans don't do damage to flying units. I also, my destroyer itself is starting to get built, so I QFU up just in case I miss when it's built. But yeah, I push my death sides forward. I realise that their range is slightly higher than the battleships, so I push forward, try to snipe it out as he doesn't have vision. I do. But yeah, my partisans obviously don't do any damage to the balloons, and he's pushing forward with howitzers. So if you can get his howitzers to snipe out those AA guns, he took out my vision. If you could get that battleship to go around the side and maybe snipe out my barracks or something. But yeah, if you managed to get rid of my AA guns, he would have won this probably. But instead he just pushes his balloons in. They do manage to get a few bombs off, but I don't think they get to destroy anything. But yeah, I get even more vision on, and he does have more balloons coming, so he should have waited. I also start getting more AA guns up, seeing as if he rushed with more than just 3, he probably could get a ton of damage in. But I'm pretty sure balloons, no air units can even damage a town hall, but I'm not certain. I know planes can't. But yeah, here I skip to much further on when my battleship is out and I push it forward. So I try to disguise the we are under attack notification by attacking with my main force, but trying to snipe out as much as I can with that battleship. Seeing as it doesn't... So it says we are under attack as a notification to warn you you're being attacked from somewhere. The problem with that is if you're being attacked from multiple fronts, he's only watching one. So I distract him over here, make him pull back with all his balloons, and try and get rid of his howitzer spam. And so I sent my tanks in as well. He managed to get vision up here, which isn't too bad. He probably can only just about see the machine gun tower to my left and maybe the mine. But yeah, I'll keep moving my economy further and further up my peninsula, and he has a lot more land than me. So he could probably live me. But I do decide to go Wonder in the end, seeing as it's a stalemate at this point. So I managed to get rid of most of his howitzers. His balloons start to do a ton of damage to my units, but they're much faster than the balloons. I also managed to get rid of his vision with my grenades from the soldiers, which are really good. They're actually an upgrade now in IR2, I believe. You get an upgrade for grenades for your soldiers. They're no longer a base thing, which is pretty good. My battleship at this point is still fighting and getting rid of his housing, I believe. I think I do cut towards it soon. He starts getting squad cannons out, so I know he's also gone IR2. So I very soon I do decide to go for Wonder, as I know that it's probably the safest bet. As he does have water there, a battleship on the water, he's got walls, and he's got a strong economy and way more resources than me. I destroy both his vision towers. At this point, pushes his vision back quite a bit, and his balloons should really have been pushing here. But instead they're chasing the fast units like he did last time. So I try to get rid of some of his workers. Not really much I can do with these soldiers now. But I'm just trying to stall him so that the battleship can get more damage in. I also start making a T-34 spam, but that doesn't quite get there because I don't have enough population, seeing as I start spamming partisans and just everything to defend myself in a bit. But yeah, the battleship, I think I'll be skipping to the battleship very soon. He also has a farm out here for some reason. I'm assuming that's like a secondary farm. His main farm is near his base, but yeah, he might have started there and moved his town hall. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep the we are under attack notification going. So I think I do delete these soldiers on purpose. But yeah, he starts coming in pretty slowly with his balloons, one at a time. He should have come in a blob, so that more of them would get damage on them. I try to run in on the squad cannons, but not really. I don't think I even get one out. But if I keep, I try to keep really close to them. I also start making more partisans. I build a mine there. Just keep my economy up. My T-34s don't really get much effect. I send them in, but he's got so many squad cannons and the battleship and stuff, so... But yeah, here the battleship is getting some good work in, destroying his buildings. And at this point I do know he's gone abstract only. Like, complete, I know that for sure now, because of his buildings. Can't remember the last time I actually went abstract. But yeah, I start spamming my units and hiding them around and about my buildings so that they're harder to see and they're spread out. I also start setting up some barricades to stop any tank rush, but he sends his whole force out at me. At this point my battleship's also dead, and I just send all my soldiers forward to try and get in and around their squad cannons. Seeing as the soldiers are getting shot at now by rocket launchers, which is a slight problem. But I just push forward. I try to split my soldiers up so that the splash damage doesn't get them too badly. He also sends his planes, which have been trying to harass me, but I managed to set up quite a decent AA defense. So he manages to get rid of the farm. That's pretty much it. Everything else survives. I also start making more squad cannons, as I'm defending against squad cannons, and the easiest thing to do against such high damage and high range is just more squad cannons. Or a rush. I do notice at this point that my anti-tank defense wasn't very effective, as I ran out of resources, and also the fact that I blockaded a cliff, so it was just a waste of resources and it wasn't very well thought out. It was just a quick thing. But yeah, just keep pushing forward, getting rid of his units, being an absolute pain. His last few units here, just cleaning them up. His battleship is a few shots away from death at this point. I've got a squad cannon or two focusing it down. But yeah, there we go, it sinks. And that's pretty much the end of him. His whole military's gone. I could have counterattacked, but I didn't really have much to counterattack with. Could have spammed some soldiers and partisans, but then I'm eager to destroy a gate and push in, but he quits, and that's the end of the game. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.